boys and girls, viewers of all ages. I would love to welcome you all back to Just My Thoughts. I am your host, Erick Coughlin, and today's main objective on the Thought Tracker is breaking down the Chicago Bears in the first 2 months of football. Now, I understand what's going on in your heads. You're like, 2 months, it's only been week 7. What are you doing? Where'd you learn how to count? Blah, blah, blah. I know what you're thinking. Just hear me out. We're going to play Sunday for our 8th game. We got to go to LA. So then, technically, that would be, our 2 month span. So I'm a week early. Get over it. I'm not that I'm even a week early. I guess you could say I'm a week early. Today's Tuesday, and we play on Sunday. It is what it is, but that's what we're going to handle on the Thought Tracker today. We're going to break down the Chicago Bears because, we talk a lot of Bears on my show, and I've been putting out a lot of high hopes out there, and I've been putting out a lot of predictions out there, and it almost looks like I've been absolutely wrong all year long, except for I said almost, and I said that for a reason. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to break down the team today in Just My Thoughts, episode 50. We're going to start the way, we're going to start the way we started off. So it's a big deal for me. I'm halfway to 100. I've cleared over 1,000 views. So thank you guys, all you who give me your time. I appreciate that because I know that there's been some rough ones and I know there's been some cloudy ones. And all in all, I know I haven't been running a primarily successful show like I would like to, but we're going to get there. We're still marching and we're still got things on the back burner that we haven't really been able to do thus far. But when we get there, we'll be celebrating for sure. But either which way, today's episode 50, so I'm very proud of that, and I'm very thankful of that for all of you. That being said, let's get started. So again, like I said, we're in week 7. Within the first 7 games of the season, we are 5-2. It's not looking very good. Not looking very good at all through the perspective of a blind eye. Now, this is what I've got to say. Now, if you guys can remember back around episode, I'm just going to spitball here. I'm going to say episode 44, episode 45. We had made some bold, maybe even 47. We had made some bold predictions for the season. Amongst making my 53-man roster, all this was being done around the same time. So I had told you guys that I had predicted to have around a 4,200-yard total offensive season. And, some people agreed. Some people thought I was way off track. And some people just outright laughed. Okay, so let's just break down the ones who are laughing and the ones who claim to be Bears fans that have zero faith. First of all, I'm talking to you guys. All the real fans who have faith, how you doing? You guys see the way I see things, and we'll be dancing in the success later on in March. How you doing? So, for all of you who thought that I was nuts when I said that I thought that we would get 2,000 yards on the ground, newsflash, guys. We have used pretty much 5 running backs. By the time you add Justin Fields and you add Tyson Bagent to the mix, as a team, and this is what I said as a team, we have ran for a whopping 989 yards in 7 games. So that's pretty much 1,000. I mean, by the time you add Sunday's game, at the end of Sunday's game, we will be exactly at the halfway mark. We'll crush 1,000 yards in 8 weeks. So that 2,000-yard marker looking pretty fucking good if you ask me. Great job, Mr. Coughlin. No problem, Mr. C. I got you back. I know you do. I know you do. Hey, what was another thing you said that we would do as a team this year? You said 4,000 yards of total offense. That's a lot of offense. So you're saying 2 on the ground. Were you saying 2 in the air? I did say 2 in the air. Actually, if you can remember right, I said 36 in the air is what I said. So what has Justin done besides getting sacked 27 times? Hey, big stat. We're not going to have a huge story about this. I'm just going to throw one solid stat. It's very embarrassing. Here we go. So we have a team total of 28 sacks. Justin Fields has been sacked 26 times. Just think about that for a second. When anybody else is playing quarterback position, they're rarely getting hit. Just think about that. While you're pondering on that, let me lay down some more stats for you. So as a team, within 2 quarterbacks now pretty much all adjusting. I'll admit this, pretty much all adjusting. We have 1,432 yards in the air in 7 games. So if you double that, we're really nearing. We're nearing the 3,000 mark, but again, so we're at where? We're at 1,432 yards. So if Tyson, by the way, in case you guys don't know, full disclosure, Tyson Bagent will be our starting quarterback this Sunday versus the LA Chargers. Now that you know that, back to the story. If Tyson does just a simple 230 yards in the air, we will be breaking or nearing, that 1,500 mark, which means if you double it, we'll be right at that 3,000 yard mark. So so we're looking at total team yards right now. We're looking at 989 rushing yards. We're looking at 1,432. I finally said that right. Good job, Eric. No problem, Mr. C. All right, so 1,432 yards in the air for a, total, just going to call it, we're going to call this right at 23.9, right? So we're going to undersell it just a little bit. So 2,900 yards is where we're at. So if you double 2,900 yards, we will be almost at 6,000 yards. So we are going to be we're already, even though, so grasp this, 1,400, just give us 1,000 on the ground, give us 14 in the air, and just say we're at 2,400 total yards. We double that, we'll be at 4,800 total yards, and my prediction was 42. So that means we have leeway to have a couple of bad games and still be on pace in my predictions. So I've said all that to say this: even though we're 5-2, the Chicago Bears are playing above the schedule. We're ahead of the schedule on everything it takes to be a winning team, to be a successful team. It takes yards on the ground. Well, we're doing that at 140 a game. Granted, we're using 3 running backs to get 140 yards. I know that doesn't sound right because we used to have Walter Payton and we used to have Thomas Jones. We used to have Matt Forte, and I'll give them a little bit of credit. People don't even want to talk about it, but and I'm not even talking about David Montgomery. I'm talking about who was the power back that went to Philadelphia? Jordan Howard. Okay, so we've used to have backs that would touch the ball 32 times, would average 124 yards and a touchdown a game. We're used to having beasts. So now we're using 3 players to get that production. So it's in our minds, we're like, what the fuck is going on? This coach sucks. I can't believe this is how we're playing. But look at what's being done. All right, yeah, we're using 3 running backs. We're also running for 140 yards a game. How many teams can say that? The ones that can say that have winning records. So just think about that for a second. Now, think about this for a second. While everyone's bashing our coaches and saying that Matt Eberflus can't run the team and we suck so bad and why is he even our coach and blah, 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 blah. While all that is going on. And we're 5-2. And it just looks like we don't know how to play. Kind of doesn't look like that at all. Let's talk about that defense, right? So we just talked about the offense having roughly 2,400 yards in the first half of the season. I give that an A fucking plus, especially given the fact that we are a 2-5 team. We've got to have the most offensive yards for any 2-5 team in the NFL besides the Minnesota Vikings. That don't count. Kirk Cousins is really killing it out there. Their record looks like they're playing terrible, but Kirk Cousins is killing everyone. Let's just give them his props. And they got lucky last weekend. We should have beat those son of a bitches. The referees helped us lose that game. Yes, I'm blaming the refs. Come on, Mr. C, that ain't cool. You can't do that. Fuck you. I know exactly what a damn backwards pass looks like. I know when it's called a fumble, and I know whenever my goddamn linebackers cover it in the bounds, in the fucking playing field. Yes, we should have beat Minnesota Vikings. Yes, we were cheated out of that game. Yes, they got lucky against us. And yes, I'm looking forward to playing them again and making no doubt the second time around when we fucking take the field against Minnesota next time we play, they better be ready because we already have them. We haven't even been forgetting about that. That's on Tyson Bagent's mind. That's on Darnell Mooney's fucking mind. And that's damn sure on TJ Edwards' mind. By the way, that's what we were going to do. Talk about this defense, right? Matt Eberflus spent $170 million during the offseason. During the offseason, he has brought us 9 new defensive players, so pretty much an entire, defensive forefront. There's 11 people that play on the ball. He brought us 9 new guys. What have they been doing? Well, they have a grand total of 10 team sacks, 2 by Yannick, 2 by TJ, 1 by Jack, 1 by Jaquan, 1 by Green, and 1 by Robinson. So we're not getting a lot of sacks. So 10 a game, 10 in 7 games is not acceptable. But here's the question, this is the pondering part, right? So 10 is not acceptable, but 17 is really good. So we're almost in the middle of the field, right? Some teams might only have 3 sacks underneath their record. So on the outside looking in, even though it looks like we suck because we're 5-2, we already got 10 sacks on the season. And people are saying we're not gaining any pressure. I'm one of those people. I'm saying we're not gaining any pressure at all. Not the pressure that I want as a fan. And I would love to see us average 3 sacks a game. I would love to see us at 21 sacks. But if that's the big question, how many defenses have that right now? I don't think many. I'm going to say 3. I'm going to say Philadelphia is up there. I'm going to say Buffalo Bills are up there. And I'm going to say the Cleveland Browns are up there. In case you guys haven't been watching football, Cleveland Browns have probably arguably the best defense in the NFL. So if you don't know that, you know that now. Thank you to Mr. C. How you doing? All right. Now back to the Bears, because we're not going league wide with this. We're staying at home because I want to shut up on you guys to keep on trashing my coach, who I think is doing a great job with this team. So 10 sacks. That's, again, that might be above league average. I don't know. I'm just going to say I accept it. I'm just saying, can it be better? Hell yeah. Do I want it to be better? Hell yeah. But could it be worse? You better fucking believe it. We could have no sacks in 7 games. Think about that for a second, because we've been down that road before with great defenders, by the way. Everyone wants to talk about how shitty our team is, but I can remember in 2019 with Cleo Mack and Roquan Smith and Robert, big boy played on defensive end. When we had our star-studded defense, you know how many sacks we ended up with that year? 21. And that was an all-year's production. So this team is already on pace to match what Cleo Mack done, match what Roquan Smith done, match what Robert's done. Because I don't even remember his fucking name. He only was on the team for 2 years, and he came down as an old-ass vet and got lucky and blew up in 1 year, got 16 sacks that year, and everyone thought he was the greatest thing in the world, but he just wasn't, and that's the truth. Now, back to the story. The team that's so shitty is already playing that good. They're competing up there with Mac and Roquan, who are no longer on a team that everyone said we were crazy. Maybe the people are saying that, the organization is crazy are the uneducated fools out there who might be crazy themselves. Think about that for a second. So 10 sacks, a whopping, this is kind of disappointing for me. And because I've been praising my secondary since the beginning of time, and I love my secondary. 6 interceptions all year, so that's less than a game. And in situations, 2 of them came last week from Jalen Johnson. 2 of them came in the way of playing Minnesota, 1 via Tremaine Edmonds, 1 via Strowman Jr. How you doing? And then throughout the course of the year, we snagged 1 here and there. I think I'm 1,000% sure Terrell Smith snagged 1 when we played Tampa Bay. I think Tyreek might already have snagged 1. Maybe not. Maybe Terrell snagged 2. Terrell's really good, and he's hurt. That sucks, man, because he's a badass rookie who made my 53-man roster all because he blocked a damn field goal and then blocked the punt all in the same game. So he made my 53 right off the bat, and he made the Bears 53 right off the bat, and I'm already missing him. They call him Smitty, number 32, Terrell Smith. That being said, 10 sacks, 6 interceptions. Okay. How about 2 blocked field goals? That's pretty fucking good. Well, actually, 1 blocked field goal, 1 blocked point after. Let's just keep it in perspective. 1 was a PAT, 1 was an actual field goal. 1 was by Green, and then 1 was by, was it Davis that got 1? I think, no, it's Rasheem Green, first of all. And it's, maybe it was Dominic Robinson snagged the point after attempt. I can't really remember either which way. So they're making noise. They're making pressure. Special teams wise, they're getting in the back zone, which is good. They're intercepting the ball, which is good. They're sacking the opposing quarterback, which is good. Oh, and by the way, T.J. Edwards, not only is he tied for leading us in sacks, how about he's second overall in NFL total tackles? This man has 72 tackles in just 7 games. That's sickening. That's over 10 a game. I don't know how you can be all around the field and have over 10 tackles a game in the NFL as a linebacker, as a studded star. You would think that guys are just blocking this guy, and perhaps he is getting blocked, and he's just so big and so strong and so fast and so meaty of a man that he just doesn't care, and he gets the fucking tackle anyway. TJ Edwards, damn sure worth your money. Good job. As a matter of fact, TJ Edwards got less money than Terrell Edmonds, and Terrell Edmonds is outside of making that one spectacular lucky interception in Minnesota. I think he's at 56 tackles, so he's got damn near 20 tackles less than TJ Edwards. How you doing? Not that I'm hating on him, I'm putting things in perspective for you guys. For all you guys that may be watching the show but are not really watching the game, although you say you watch the game, what you do is you turn on ESPN, you see we lost, and you say we suck. I'm talking to all of you. We do not suck. That being said, moving forward, so we talked about the offensive production. I'm going to rerun that for you. Damn near 2,400 yards in 7 games. That's the rerun. All right, so rerunning the defense, we've got 10 sacks, we've got 6 interceptions, we've got a couple blocked situations, whether it be punt, whether it be field goal, whether it be point after attempt. So we're making noise on the special teams. We've got, as a rushing team, I didn't give you guys this stat. This is a shocking stat, by the way. Get this. We have 6 total touchdowns as a rushing unit. Now, that is 2 via Foreman. Thank you, Dante. That is 1 apiece for the quarterbacks. I told you that was going to happen, and I didn't lie to you. I told you that Justin was going to mess around and apologize for having 350 yards. He's got 225 in 7 games. I told you. So Justin's got a rushing touchdown. Tyson's got a rushing touchdown. Foreman's got 2 rushing touchdowns. And of all else, the number 6 touchdown goes to Khalil Herbert. Khalil Herbert has a touchdown. You would think it'd be Kyrie Blasingame, but it's just not. Blasingame has not busted that middle yet, but he will. As a matter of fact, if you guys can remember correctly, Blasingame was the starting fucking running back in week 4. And he's a fullback. He's our premier fullback. He's the only fullback on the team. Just in case you didn't know that. We didn't keep anybody around. It's all Blasingame back there. And I think offensively, he's the most consistent offensive player that we have this year, which is ironically crazy, but it's true. Blasingame hasn't missed a game. Cole Kmet hasn't missed a game. DJ Moore hasn't missed a game. Everyone else on that offense has missed at least 1 game, and that's everybody. That's what we're going to talk to. Now we're going to break down, even though everyone says we suck, even though everyone hates Matt Eberflus, and even though we are on pace to do something unprecedented that we've never done before as a team and franchise. We are going to break franchise history this year, or we're at least, I'm just going to say, I'm wishing, but I will say this, and it has been proven, we are on pace to break franchise numbers, historical numbers, with a 5-2 record, and everyone wants to get rid of this coach. Before we do, you should check on this. So, was getting onto injuries. So not only are we playing lights out football, I mean, yeah, sure, we're 2-5. Here's the thing. And the 2-5 record that we have, we looked great 4 times. 4 times? What the fuck are you talking about? Let me tell you what I'm talking about. When we played Denver, we did everything right except win the game. It looked great. Following week, we played the Commanders. We beat them. Looked great. Following week, we chunked a game. We got cheated out of a game. In Minnesota, played great. We should have had that Minnesota game. I'm just going to throw that out there. And how about last week against the Raiders, what Tyson Bagent went out there and did, put up 30 fucking points again. We looked great. So that's 4 games. We looked phenomenal. I'm talking about, so we should already be 4-3. Maybe we should be 5-2. When we played Tampa Bay, this is what happened. We didn't take them serious enough, right? So in the first quarter, we looked like slops, right? And it was an embarrassing first quarter. Second quarter, we looked like we had our head screwed on right and gave up a lot of penalties. We put them in scoring range. and they kind of kicked our ass there in the second quarter. Third quarter moving forward, everyone's kind of angry, everyone's kind of pissed, everything's starting to come together, everything's starting to gel, starting to look like an offense. We end up losing that game, but we lost that game, I want to say by 10 points. So a winnable game. So we didn't look great against Tampa Bay, but again, that was a winnable game, 10-point game, 10-point differential, and a team that's supposed to average 30 points a game. You could say we let that one slide. We did not take Baker serious enough, and we should have. Baker Mayfield, should be on everybody's radar, not just the Bears, not just anybody in his division. So I'm not talking about the Saints and the Falcons and the Carolina Panthers. I'm talking about the NFL. You better put him on your radar and respect his name. Baker Mayfield's the kind of guy that will hurt your fucking feelings if you don't go in there and try to punch him in the mouth. Now, if you punch him in the mouth, you sack him 3 or 4 times, you're going to beat him. But if you don't put pressure on him, if you don't get in his face, if you don't smack down a couple of his balls, you're not going to smack down a couple of his balls, and he will beat you 35-7 and laugh at your fucking face. Baker Mayfield's the real deal, and he's going to prove that. I've been saying that all year, and so far he's been making me look great. He has 108 QBR this year as a quarterback, as a starting quarterback for a team that everyone said, what's he going to do? Nothing. Better shut your mouth, because Baker is doing a whole lot down there in Tampa Bay, Florida. And as a matter of fact, I would go as far as to say that that's Florida's probably favorite team. Now, I know they got the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I know the Jaguars are playing good, but I mean, just when you look at quarterbacks, you look at Trevor Lawrence, and you look at Baker Mayfield, you tell me who you want. I'll take Baker. I'm just going to say it. That being said, back to the Bears. Okay, so 4 great games. We should definitely be 4-3. A game we let slide in Tampa Bay. Maybe we should be 5-2. Maybe our record is supposed to be reversed. That being said, even though it's not, and we are moving forward for the rest of the year, this is what we're looking at. We got Detroit twice. We got Minnesota once. We're playing San Diego this weekend. We're playing Los Angeles this weekend. Should be a hard-fought victory. Again, we know that team. We know that defense. They have former players of ours. I'm not scared of the Chargers, and I'm not scared of Justin Herbert, period. That being said. Okay, so the Chargers, the Lions twice, the Vikings again, the Packers again. Then we got the Atlanta Falcons. I'm not afraid of that. I do believe we have the Saints. I'm not afraid of that. And then that means we should play Carolina somewhere down the road, knock out that whole division. I'm not afraid of that. So Tampa Bay needs to be the only team to beat us in that division. And then we got the bye. And then so we're looking at the whole season. I might be missing one game. I'm looking at 8 games in a bye, and we're going into week 8. So I might be missing a game somewhere down the lines. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it's only getting easier. All the hard games are behind us. And what I mean by hard games is I kind of expected to go 50-50 with Minnesota. Even though I was claiming to go undefeated in the division, I always have to respect Minnesota. For some reason, they just have our number. All my life, I'm 35 years old, we always split Minnesota. Now, every once in a while, I've had the pleasure of seeing us beat them twice. I've seen us be successful within the division. I've never seen us be undefeated in the division, but I've seen us smoke the Vikings twice, smoke the Lions twice, and split with the Packers. I've seen that 3 times underneath Jay Cutler. A lot of people hate him, but he did a lot of great things for the team. So that being said, I thought if we were going to lose anything, I thought it was going to be a toss-up in the air with the Vikings. And then I thought for sure there's no way we're going to beat the Chiefs. And I also thought that the Denver Broncos would be a lot stronger than what they were and that they would beat us. But by week 7, where we're at now, I thought we would be 4-3. By the numbers of the team, it should be no shot of a doubt. We should be 4-3. Now, with the schedule getting primarily easier, and just say we drop the ball in LA and the Chargers get lucky and they beat the living hell out of us, but that's the last game we lose, we will finish the season at 11-6. And my predictions were for us to finish the season 12-5. So my predictions by the numbers have been spot fucking on. These are the reasons why you're supposed to be watching my show. These are the reasons why you always listen to Mr. C. And these are the reasons why if you have any questions about the Chicago sports, you need to come to the one and only Erick Daniel Coughlin. Ladies and gentlemen, now, so I've already proven, given you guys the offensive numbers, given you guys the defensive numbers, told you that we've had 9 starters miss since the start of the season to right now. If I didn't touch on injuries, these are the injuries that we have suffered. Obviously, the one, Justin Fields, he's already missed a game and a half. He's going to miss 2.5 games because he's not playing on Sunday. You heard it from me first. Even though you might live in Chicago and you might not even know because it's not on the Sunday Times yet, Justin Fields is not playing on Sunday. You're welcome. That being said, Khalil Herbert is supposed to be our number 1 guy, supposed to be our starting back, running back, supposed to be the premier back of our offense. He's been out for 3 games. Roschon Johnson is supposed to be the future of our running backs. He's been out 3 games. That's 3 players, 3 offensive weapons. Weapons, not players, 3 offensive weapons that we haven't had in half the time that we've been playing. Now, that being said, let's stay at the offensive line. Let's stay with the offense and talk about the offensive line. How about Nate Davis, the big guy from Tennessee that went down in week 2 whenever we played fucking Kansas City? He's been gone for 4 games. And that was a big asset coming over, by the way. He was a big part of our game plan. Just in case you did not know, he was listed as our number 1 guard. He was listed as our best offensive player on the line. Best offensive lineman, Nate Davis, has not played 4 out of the 7 games. Now, staying on the offensive line, how about Lucas Patrick? We just got him back. In case you guys did not know, Cody Whitehair has been playing center for us pretty much all year long. Pretty much Lucas Patrick come in from preseason kind of hurt, kind of banged up. He started the season when we played Green Bay, but things just went wrong, and we've lost him until Sunday. So he's missed 5 out of the 7 games. And that gives us 5 offensive players. I'm sorry I'm doing that. I didn't mean to elaborate like that. You guys know what the number 5 is, and you know what it fucking looks like. I'm sorry I did that. You guys are not stupid. I'm ignorant. There's a difference. Please forgive me, and continue watching the show. So 5 offensive players hurt. Let's talk about the defense. How about the entire secondary? What? Yes. How about the entire secondary? Let me break it down to you. Since the start of the season, this is what's happened to us. Eddie Jackson out 5 games. He's only played once for us all year, or twice. He dressed and then found out he couldn't really play. So really, he's only played for us once all year. Eddie Jackson, best strong safety in the NFL. Jalen Johnson has missed 4 games. The best right side corner in the NFL. He proved it Sunday by getting 2 interceptions and saying, hey, you want to come get it? I'm your motherfucking man. You better fucking pay me. He's only played 2 games all year. How about the guy I've been bragging about? How about Smitty, Terrell Smith? In case you guys haven't found out, Terrell Smith has been out since Tampa Bay. That was in week 3, so he's missed 4 games. Tyreek Stevenson just got back the last couple of weeks, so he's been an in and out guy. His injuries have been within the hamstrings, within rolling the ankles because he runs so hard. He runs harder than he hits, and that's fucking scary. The guy is scary, and he's a rookie, and he's going to learn how to control his body. But until then, guess what he's done? He's missed 3 games. So that's 4 secondary guys, secondary players. How are we supposed to be the best secondary in the league when all 4 of them, the guys that are supposed to be our primary defensive backs, are not playing? And I'm not done. So I told you about Jalen Johnson and Terrell Smith and Tyreek Stevenson and Eddie Jackson. Did I tell you about? How about Kyler Gordon? So that's 5 defensive backs that we have lost this year, that we've been struggling to find a way to stop everybody that we have to play because the guys that we love are not around for us. 5 defensive backs, ladies and gentlemen, hurt throughout the year. We've been playing with backups. We've been playing with 3-string players. And we're still, amongst Mr. Coughlin's numbers, to have a pretty fucking spectacular, historical year. With or without Justin Fields, and we're going to get into that. Ladies and gentlemen, just bear with me and stick with me. We're going to talk about this. I know we're running late. We're approaching 30 minutes, but I got a lot to say. So if you just give me your time, you might just appreciate how we're going to finish things up. That being said, give me just a second here. So with 5 offensive weapons out and with 5 defensive backs out, notice I didn't say anything. I quoted the backs for a reason because all our linebackers have been phenomenal. Jack Sanborn has not missed a game. Thank you, Jack. I love you, 57. You're the man. You're my next jersey, by the way. Full disclosure, everybody out there, my next Bears jersey will be Jack Sanborn, 57. So if my uncles out there can make that happen for me and give me like a happy birthday gift, even though my birthday's in July and we're working on in November, hey, I'll take it. How you doing? Jack Sanborn has not missed a game. Great job. Terrell Edmonds has not missed a game. Number 49, great job. I like them cornrows too. I have to say that. Like, it's attractive to see them cornrows like hanging out of his helmet every Sunday. That's cool. I look forward to those cornrow Sundays. I sure do. I've already told you about TJ Edwards, the man. TJ Edwards, second best tackler in the NFL right now. How you doing? Great job. Has not missed a game. Yannick, although your production has been far disappointing. I mean, you led the fucking Colts in sacks, pretty much 5 years in a row. You've been their man, and then you come to Chicago and it's done nothing for us. After saying that you want to play for Matt Eberflus, you stuck your neck out to be in Chicago for your coach. This is the man you want to play for. You've only given me 2 sacks all year, but guess what? You haven't missed a game. Great job. Thank you. Delaney Walker, you've played 5 out of 7 games. Thank you for your health. So as you guys can get to where I'm getting at, defensively, we've only been hurt in the secondary. Big problem is a large part of our team's success was banking on the secondary. So we're 5-2, but we've been playing with backups and backups all year long, and we're still putting up numbers to win. So the big question is this, and this was the finish that I was asking you guys to give me, right? So this is the time I was talking about. I need your devoted attention. Here's the question. How are we 2-5 instead of 5-2? Why are we 2-5 instead of 5-2? And what are we going to do to change this around so we can finish the record 12-5, 11-6, and not miss the playoffs again? Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's a lot of questions. That's 3 questions. How about I give you one answer? How about the outside of being a question of what we're supposed to do, how about we take a look and just and pinpoint our team and see a weakness in our team? Can we do that? Yes, Eric can. I can. Mr. Coughlin, I'm Erick Daniel Coughlin. You can call me Mr. C. I can see a problem in the team. What do you see a problem with, Eric? I see a quarterback that was promised to do everything in the world, hold the ball longer than everybody in the NFL, and is ironically sacked more than everybody in the NFL. I see that as a problem. I don't see Justin Fields as the answer to Chicago Bears. Ironically, I see Justin Fields as the reason why the Chicago Bears cannot win. So what are we supposed to do in this situation when we got a guy that's supposed to be promised to be the next big thing and promised to be the future of the NFL and says he can throw? And I've seen this, all right? It's not just been said. This has been visualized. You can YouTube him. You can just check him out. He can throw the distance. Justin Fields can throw the ball 100 yards. I'm not making it up. YouTube Justin Fields. The kid's arm strength is undeniable. He runs a 4.3 40. When they run 40s, he runs with the running backs and wide receivers. He does not even line up as a quarterback. How you doing? Scary. Now, problem is mentality. That's the problem. The problem is he thinks that he's supposed to be Superman every play instead of being a football player. At the end of the day, like, no one's Superman. He's a made-up fucking comic book character. Justin Fields needs to know this. He needs to get educated into how to be successful in the NFL. Because here's the thing. I already don't want him in Chicago. Even if he can turn it around, even if he can be everything he's supposed to be, I, as a fan, am okay with him being that somewhere else down the road. This is the reason why. So we had a quarterback, Mitch Trubisky. Everybody knows I love Mitch Trubisky. Everyone that knows me knows I sport his jersey. I love Mitch. I loved everything that he did. So he's had the exact amount of playing time that Justin Fields has. He brought us to the playoffs. He won our division. And he would have successfully been, a winning quarterback in the playoffs had it not been from a double doink Cody Parkey bullshit kick. All right, a high winning percentage. His winning percentage was 84%. That's pretty high. That means that we're pretty much with an 84 win percentage. You're going to be a playoff team every year. We let him go because we drafted Justin Fields. So we purposely let this guy go so that we can replace him with someone we didn't even know nothing about. Well, now, 3 years later, we know everything about him. He's won 5 games in 3 seasons, ladies and gentlemen. How many more times do you guys want to lose before you realize that he's the reason why we're losing? Again, he holds the ball longer than everybody in the NFL. Again, he's the most sacked quarterback in the NFL. That makes sense. Of course he's the most sacked quarterback in the NFL. He doesn't know when to throw the fucking ball. That's a real problem. If you're a quarterback, guess what your job is? Throw the fucking ball. So if you don't know when you're supposed to do that, you're obviously playing the wrong position, my friend. And this is the reason why I say that. Not only Mitch Trubisky has already outshined everything that Justin couldn't be able to do. He's already surpassed him. Hey, it's no question. You can't sit here and tell me that Justin Fields is a hell of a lot better quarterback than Mitch Trubisky. When Mitch Trubisky won my fucking division and brought me to the playoffs and would have moved me on forward if it not been for another player. So you could never convince me that he's better. No, he's not. The record proves that. Thank you. I am a realist. I am what I see. I am what I know. And what I know is 84 win percentage with Mitchell and 33% winage with Justin. You tell me who's better. And as if that's not enough, ladies and gentlemen, how about Tyson Bagent last weekend? Not only did he just beat the Raiders 30-10 and did a great job running all the same plays. Hey, newsflash, it's not like we got a new coach just because we got a new quarterback. Running all the same plays we've been running all fucking year. That end round, the jet sweep, we've been doing that. The quick strings to the halfbacks, we've been doing that. The short ins and outs, 12-yard curls with Cole Kmet. This is the offense we've been running all damn year long. How is a guy that's undrafted, a Division II quarterback, a no-name person, Tyson Bagent, a no-name quarterback, go out there, run the same exact program Justin Fields is running, produces 30 points in a home win, and the crowd goes wild. Okay, that being said, if you guys can remember back in episode 34, 35, 36, I was following every Bears game, every preseason game, if you guys can remember that. And if you don't remember that, go back. I encourage you guys, if you're just now finding me out now, go find out what I was about 3 months ago so you know that I'm not just talking shit. I've been saying this. This is legit. When I was covering the preseason, I had made the statement, I think Tyson Bagent is the best looking quarterback on our team. That's what I said. Now, I also said that I understand that we have 2 great quarterbacks, 2 talented quarterbacks. I have said that. But here's the thing. Tyson Bagent has started 1 game. He's 1-0. He came in last week against Minnesota when Justin went down. He almost won that game. In case you guys don't remember, let me refresh your guys' memory real fast. We did not start scoring until Tyson Bagent got on the fucking field. Therefore, in my mind, if Tyson had started that game, we would have beat Minnesota with or without the refs. Just going to put that out there. Justin Fields might be a shooting star, but he's a shooting star that's burning our organization down to the ground. So this is what we have to do. We have a huge amount of draft capital, all right, but we already got a very good-looking, sharp-ass young team. So draft capital, yeah, we could keep on building this thing, or we can start finding some of these guys in the league that can help control this fucking thing. That's what I'm talking about. If we're going to stay young, it needs to be with the damn 10 rookies we drafted last year. We don't need to start next year with 10 more damn rookies. That's not how you're going to run this organization. And if it is, I want out right now. I don't want a team full of 19 and 18 and 20-year-old guys. I just don't. We have that now. So this is what I propose we do. Take Justin Fields. Take the said draft picks that we have. Not the number 1, because, First of all, I'm going to tell you, if we get the second overall pick and we do not get Marvin Harrison Jr., we are fucking fools. We're going to get to that in a minute. So Justin Fields, some draft capital, some, third, fourth, fifth round draft capital, some valuable picks, right? 3 of them multiples, right? I am rich at the halfback, and I like everything I got. So who's the slimmest slim? Travis Homer. Okay, so this is what I propose. Justin Fields, Travis Homer, a middle of the ring 3rd round pick, and a late 6th round pick. And you package all that up in any way that you want, and you take the highest bidders, because this is what I see we need. We can't do shit in the air, right? We ain't got nobody. It goes to DJ Moore or it goes to no one. That being said, Cole Kmet, you're doing a great fucking job. Thank you. I love you. We need more like you. That is the truth. Cole Kmet is our 2nd leading receiver in the NFL, or I'm in the Chicago Bears, and he's our tight end. Darnell Mooney, nowhere to be found. Tyler Scott, you're a no-name rookie, so you're holding your own. Okay, big newsflash, guys. Big newsflash. So Darnell Mooney, before the DJ Moore situation, was supposed to be our number 1 guy, has been our number 1 guy for 3 years in a row. Guess what? He's got 12 catches all year. Tyler Scott, a no-name rookie, late 6th round Cincinnati Bearcat. Guess what? 7 catches. So Mooney's got to step it up. That being said, so I see that as a problem. So not only do I want to draft Marvin Harrison Jr., I really want to draft Marvin Harrison Jr. Hands down. That brings us a legit wide receiver to team up with DJ Moore. I would be okay with keeping Darnell if Darnell has the understanding that he will be slot and slot only, and it will be for the bare minimum. I understand he has contract situation coming up, and before I pay him a lot of money, his money that he wants goes to Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson ain't going nowhere. Darnell Mooney, you just might do it. You might be out my damn door, but Jalen is not. There's a big difference of caliber of player and production when you're talking about Jalen Johnson, one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL, and you're talking about Darnell Mooney, a supposed to be best player on the team, and he's not. So we have a problem with that. So, the highest bidder. So this is what I want. I want a guy like, you got to look at teams that have problems, right? Let's talk about the Washington Commanders. They need a quarterback. They need, they need help. They need draft capital. And they have somebody who would pick things up from my team and take it to the fucking house. Let me just tell you this. I'm talking about McLaren, their running back. I think it's Tory McLaren, whatever his name is. I think it's like number 19 out there. But anyway, you guys all know who I'm talking about. Now, if we could get that guy from Washington, and if you're telling me you wouldn't give up Justin for him, I'm telling you, I think you're smoking crack. Justin's a problem on our team that might fix another team. That's a huge might that we can't gamble on. All right, we got a quarterback that can go in there and manage the game and win the game. He's already proved that. He's a no-name Tyson Bagent. How you doing? I love you. All right, so 17 would be my man, not number 1. Number 2 needs a shit ton of help. He's got no help. DJ Moore's got no help. He needs help. So if you got a quarterback that can win, you got a number 1 option, you don't have a number 2 option, and you've got plenty of fucking backs to where it don't matter who's the back. You can sacrifice a back. And you wouldn't try to make a deal to get, even if we couldn't get McLaren, just say that's way off, just say that's way out of the ballpark, right? But the question begins to be, who's not way out of the ballpark? Because this is an issue we have to fix. And even if we draft Marvin Harrison Jr., it's still an issue. One person's not going to fix this thing. And Marvin Harrison's next year. We can't wait till next year to start winning games when we're trying to make the playoffs right fucking now. How you doing? So if it's not McLaren, then what do you want? Well, I would definitely want a pass rusher because it seems like we just don't know how to sack anybody. So that could be, how about Chase Young? Oh, that's the same team, Eric. What are you talking about? What I'm talking about is this. The Washington Commanders have players that are outstanding players that want to play for an outstanding franchise and just might be willing to take one on the chin just to be part of a historic franchise. So I would be on the phone with a team that I know needs a quarterback, and I would be offering Justin Fields at the highest fucking level because Chase Young would help the defense. Terry McLaurin would help the offense. If it come a freak situation where they wanted Justin Fields, Darnell Mooney, and Travis Homer, and fucking draft picks, I still might fucking do it. You'd have to understand that we got to start getting more sacks. So that has to happen to become the defense that we want to be. All right, our linebackers are already doing way too much. They gotta have help. DJ Moore is already doing too much. He's gotta have help. And Justin Fields has lost so many fucking games. He's made it obviously clear to me as a Bears fan. He's not the one. He's not, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care if I'm making you mad. I hope I am making you mad. And at the end of the day, I hope I'm fucking making you realize that we have a 3-year growing problem that looked like day one, let's go win with a whole nother ballgame, with a whole nother dude. A dude that's not supposed to know how to run the offense. An undrafted free agent from a Division II college. Went out there and ran it like a superstar on Sunday. He ran it like a superstar in preseason. I told you guys in preseason he looked like the best quarterback on the team. I told you guys this. I'm telling you now, if the Bears want to win, Justin Fields got to go. And that's how we end the show. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed the show, like what you heard and enjoyed what you see, always feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. And if you're feeling generous, always feel free to cash at me, Erick Coughlin, #Coughlin Pride. Have a nice day.